Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to RSF1's, the top tier, the F1 division. My name is RSF1 Brundle, and we are here for arguably my best or my favourite track on the entirety of the whole calendar. It is Austria, in the mountains, as the cars go around this very quick and very short track, so expect a lot of times to be very close, and should be very entertaining. I am graced with a king, no less, today. I've already given away who it is. That was terrible. I built that up. I was planning to build that up, but I gave it away straight away. It is Hail King Tomo, or as he's now called, RSF1 Essex Tomo. Is that right now?
That is absolutely right, yes. Still going the king, but yes, a king of Essex. Obviously, I'll get a lot of people telling me otherwise, but, obviously I can't help it, but they've got no... geography lessons. So.
Yeah, so, thank you for stepping in, Tomo. I'll say this straight up. Tomo very kindly stepped in. He is now part of the comms team, so you'll hear his lovely, handsome voice more often. So, so you'll hear his voice more often with the comms team as well as myself. Ribster, I believe he's taken some time off from commentary. We were meant to have the Magic Mark, but he is running late with work, so again, Tomo stepped in, so thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Right, so we are at Austria, as I said, round number 9, I believe it is, and we've already had one race, obviously, the F2 division on the Sunday. And that race, if you haven't seen, was very, very good. I expect these guys to do the same, Tomo. But yeah, we're at a very, very good track for league racing, I feel.
We are obviously with the top guys here. Some would say the division that is the how can we say, we're their peers, should we say, watching this. So.
Yes, and we will touch on the fact, but we will only touch upon it once, that last week was not the show that we wanted to see. Obviously, the game intervened and etc. We are talking, of course, of the French Grand Prix last Tuesday. The word is that the French Grand Prix is going to be run at a later date, probably at the end of the season, which was a shame, but we moved swiftly on, like F1 normally does. So, 17 here tonight, I'm sure they will put on a show.
Hopefully, but only one can ask for it, so let's see if the guys live up to their reputation, because it's a bit of a reputation for them. We've got some nice little times coming in at the moment. Mr. Pigeon, that we both really know, don't we, Mr. Michaels? He's raced in many leagues in the past. Mr. Pigeon himself, with a 105.0, so it's not a bad bank of that for him. So let's see what other people can do.
Yeah, so Q1, unfortunately, obviously, because of 17, which is still a very healthy number, but it does mean only 2 will be eliminated in this first session, but times could still be very, very close. I mean, obviously, it was very tight on the F2 on the Sunday. Oaks has got a 5.2, beaten by his teammate, Vettel SF7. No, I'm just going to call him Vettel. With a 4.9. So we've got Vettel and a Vettel fan. So that's not going to get confusing anytime soon.
Yeah, well, when there's a fan and there's somebody who wants to be Vettel, you know what I mean? Obviously, I would want to be Vettel at this time alone, you know what I mean? After this instance he's been in. So.
Now, we're not going to start that debate.
What? You know what I mean? We've got to start a debate, you know what I mean? That's the whole point I'm here, you know what I mean? What's matter with you? Anyway, okay, fair enough. We won't start the debate. Sport. Right, anyway.
Right, so as they bring him through the times at the moment, still 12 minutes to go, I have picked up this track, and Tomo, why have I picked up this track, or why do you think I've picked up this track for league racing?
Let me guess, because you've got a cob on for this track, I'm guessing. You know what I mean? No, yeah, I mean let's be honest. I mean, obviously, no, it's a great track. It's a very fast track. It's quite. It's one of those tracks where, yes, you can go really, really quick, but also in the wet, it's very, very good. It's very technical as well, because obviously you've got to be very careful with corner cuts, especially coming around to this corner here. This pit entrance, you've got to get it absolutely spot on. And it's one of those tracks where it's pin. I mean, you know, corner cut central. I mean, obviously, I am graced with the kind of penalties here, but obviously, you was very good last night there, Mr. Michaels. I was shocked and stunned. You only got 3-second time penalty. You know what I mean? What's going on there? Have you been practicing again?
Well, as you say, I am very fond of this track. I've won a couple of league races in the past, but the reason I like this is, well, for a start, as you can see already, the times are so very, very close. I mean, other tracks, like, for example, Belgium, when we get to later in the season, the field could be spread by 1 second or 1.2. This track, the whole field could be split by 4/10, and it's very little margin for error. It's kind of a simple track. I mean, if you were to bring somebody onto F1 who's new to the sport and wants to get started, this is probably where to start, apart from maybe Monza, I guess. But no, it's difficult to be really quick around here because there's so little margin for error. It's basically 6 or 7 major corners and that's it, where you can gain or lose time. So you got to be on it in this track if you want to be up there.
I agree with that. I'm just on board with Mr. Dyslexic here, as he does a 1:50, which is for him not a bad little banker lap. I mean, obviously, you know, we've got 17 drivers, so we are going to lose 2. We've got, I see what you mean about Vettel. You've got a Vettel fan, you've got Vettel's. So, Vettel's.
Yes. You know what I mean? I think that's a new driver.
Yeah,
I'm not
it
too
sounds
sure
like Vettel. It sounds like the guy was like, I want to be Vettel, but I want to be Vettel's. Yeah, that'll do. I'll go with that. You know what I mean? Sounds like
there's something to do with the letters and numbers. SF1H. Answers in the chat, guys. There's enough 11 at the moment. So, what does that mean? SF71. I feel like I should know.
I do. Shaft. Oh, there you go. Vettel shaft.
It's not that.
Oh, come on. It's got to be something. I'm going with shaft. There you go. I'm sticking with that. So
he does. No, he doesn't use number 7. Raikkonen uses number 7.
Well, he's got number 5. Oh, there you go. Vettel 5th. Is a 5th. There you go. Vettel 5th. There you go. He drives number 5. There you go. We'll go with that. Yeah, there we go with that. You know what I mean? It's close enough.
The worst thing is, there's two cars right behind us. Unity and is that a Sauber?
Yes, a Sauber.
No shells, I think.
It looks like the Haas is back off. I don't know who it was actually. I was trying to pay attention, but obviously,
I think there's no shells.
There's
no shells in front of
no
him.
shells is obviously your buddy, your pal, your chum on F4. I had the pleasure of commentating with him last week in France. He was well over the moon last week because obviously 2 of his countrymen were on the podcast, even though I was absolutely shocked and stunned that one of them was literally had a very high pitchy voice. You know what I mean? That was a shock, I have to say. You know what I mean? Wasn't expecting that one. So
yeah. 7 minutes 45 to go. Still Quexor and John MH yet to set a time. But as they do that, I'll quickly run through the championship tables. Obviously, it doesn't include France, but we mentioned this. But this is after the race before, which is Canada. Yes, got that right. Championship leader is Unity Hush in the in the Haas. He has now a 35-point lead after his result in Canada, because his title rivals Ozza, John MH, his own teammate, and Eitz all didn't have a very good race in Canada, so he's extended his lead to, as I say, 35 points. So he's now got that very comfortable gap, Tomo, of even if he scores no points and say Ozza wins, he still has the championship lead by 10 points. So yeah, it's good, but he's obviously got to keep it up.
That's actually quite good, actually, because it gives it just shows the confidence that obviously, you know, if he has an incident, he ain't got nothing to worry about, because obviously he's still got a 10-point lead regardless. So, you know, even if he finishes, gets 1 point, everybody else gets, you know, it's still points ahead going into our next track after this, which is, if I remember correctly, is the track. Of course, it is the track, you know what I mean, for us fantastic British people. Silverstone, yes, happy days. So,
yeah, so as I said, Unity has a 35-point lead over Ozza. So Unity has 105, Ozza on 70. John MH, I'm sorry, is on 60, same as Eitz. 60. Gary actually won in Canada and leapt up several positions. He's now on 57 points in 6th place. Shrimper is 7th on 48 with Dyslexic on 39. Bama Viking 8th place on 30, just ahead of his teammate Velofound on 29. Then we have Lukey at 1210 on 28. Smokey Lethal Nuke, on 25. Smoking Bates on 22, same as Jaws 22. My buddy, my pal, No Shells on 19.
Oh, Unity just had a bit of a spin. What about that?
Unity's gone. Yeah, I'll go back to the table in a minute. Unity's now on a 5th lap on those soft tyres. Interesting.
Well, I mean, you know, it's actually quite a good idea, because obviously, you know, he's got a good time. I mean, he's got a 1:05.0, so he's going to easily qualify for Q1. If he's gone in with the, let's say, the harder style, you know, he's going to have like an extra set of softs that he's going to use. I don't think he will need to use them for Q2, which means that obviously when it comes to Q3, he'll have 2 sets of softs to play about with. Depends on what he goes with on Q2. I mean, he's got, those tyres are gone. They're absolutely shot, those soft tyres. You can tell, just spun off into the ground there. So he's got a few problems there, and he's right in the middle of the track, but I don't think anybody's coming around, so it looks like he's all right.
Yeah, should be all right.
Yeah, he should be fine. But yeah, I mean, obviously those tyres are completely shot. You can just tell as he's driving around. He's having trouble, difficulty. Yeah, they've gone. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, going back. So anyway, carry on with your with the championship stand. Sorry,
table, yes. Yeah, I got up to No Shoals 14th on 19 points, and Haysip on 18 in the Force India, Master Grog on 17, RSR Clays on 12, and we've got Ioaks, BF1 Racer, who I believe is not with us anymore, and Jakey Jake on 0. He's yet to score. Haas have the team's championship lead, 48 points over Renault, and then a further 30 to McLaren, who are in 3rd place. And interestingly, we have a McLaren 1-2 at the moment, with Ozzo and Mr. Pigeon top of Q1 as it stands so far.
It does indeed. Indeed. But the thing about it is that obviously it's only Q1. I mean, it's just sort of thing, you know, just give, you know, people a little bit of a glimpse of what you can possibly do. But obviously, I'm more interested in Q3. I want to see what the nitty-gritty comes out, you know, who's actually going to be in the top 10. I'm hoping, because obviously I've got my favourites here. Obviously, Mr. Dyslexic, obviously I used to race with him in F3 when he first started, and he was very, very quick there, got moved up to F2, decided that F2 was not God bless him. So, you know, he's done very well. I've raced with some of these drivers in the past, I have to say. You know, obviously, Smokey Bates, we all know him. He is, you know, he's a good, consistent driver, so he's out on the Mercedes now as he starts his lap now. So, yeah, going back to your thing about the McLaren being 1-2, obviously, it's still very much early days, but
Mhm.
do you honestly think it's going to be a 1-2 for the McLarens in Q3? That's the question.
It's the way this qualifying is looking. I mean, you can see this. All temps covering 14 of them at the moment. So it's literally anybody's at this certain stage. But I would say that both Mercedes are in trouble. Smokey is about to cross the line. He goes second.
104.8. There
He's
you go.
not in trouble anymore.
Nope, so that's what I mean. Consistent driver, Smokey. Just to give you a for FYI for you, there, Mr. Michaels, it's going to be a dry session for F1. So you would have thought that the elites, number one league and division, would have had wet race, but no. They've got the easy part. They've got the easy. Let's just get cracking. Let's have some fantastic racing. But I'm actually looking forward to it. It's my first F1 commentary, so obviously I get to do it with yourself. So I'm very. I'd say I'm
absolutely flying in. Sorry to cut you across. Times are absolutely flying in at the moment. Shrimper, who was in danger as well, he's now up to 4 on a 4.8. This is frighteningly close. Frighteningly.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Frighteningly is what you were looking for there, sir.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
4 temps is now covering 15.
Right. Well, I have just jumped on to the man, the myth, the legend, and that is dyslexic. As Darren has just retired, he feels that 1049 is quick enough to get you through into Q2. That's very bold, I have to say, because the no shoals is on 105.5, so obviously he's going to be flying around. So anyway, let's have a look. And dyslexic, is he about to set his first banker lap? Let's see what he does.
Viking's out.
Viking is
Viking,
out.
well, he's retired, but I would say he's probably in major danger right now.
Vettel, who just sneezed, he's out. He's retired on 104.9 again. 104.9s. They think they're soft. They think the Vettels, the Vettel twins. There you go. We're calling the Vettel twins. How about that? Yeah, the Vettel twins. They believe 104.7 now from Kixor. So, don't know. This could be interesting. I think you might be right on this one, Michael. I think we're going to see very low. Shrimper's retired now.
Lethal goes 4th. Lethal was 17th, goes 4th.
There you go.
John.
We got John, who is in 17th at the moment at 105.2. But you're right, Viking is out. And here comes Dyslexic, because he's about to finish his lap.
John's out.
John is out. And here comes, 104.5 from Dyslexic. Happy day. Nice. Look at that. Very nice lap. There you go. That's something for everybody to sit there and go, ooh, hold on, man. What happened now? No shoals. There's a 104.9. There's your two drivers who are gone. As Clay's is about to come round. Let's see what he does. He does a 104.6. That's impressive from him. Oh, what the hell? Wow. Dyslexic's out. Look at that.
Oh, no. We've got that again.
It's because John was right in the middle of the track as Dyslexic came flying round, hadn't set a slap time, and Dyslexic's car's completely been destroyed. I don't know if he's going to be able to make his time. If he'll be, no, he won't be in Q2, will he? Or will he?
No.
He did set his time before he had that crash. So he actually got that with the quit. He actually got the second flag before he actually had the crash. So he may possibly. Oh, I think he might be all right. No,
we'll have to wait.
No, it's qualified 15th. So he is not going to be in Q3. Oh dear.
It's the same. It's the same thing that we had in Q2 in France last week. Only that was 2 people that got eliminated.
So Dyslexic has been eliminated, all because of I don't know. John's car.
AI is connecting. It's the AI's connecting together. Is this what happened last week? So it's his AI car's gone round, and some AI cars go different speeds than others, and sometimes you get that where it eliminates your car, and the game thinks, oh, you crashed it, when in fact you didn't. And
I
have a horrid feeling he's not going to be in this.
I think because, obviously, as you rightly said, because even though he set the time, there was still a little bit of time left. I'm thinking it was obviously waiting for the other drivers to go through. So because they hadn't all gone through, it still thinks you can't crash it, which means you're out. So we've lost to Slixic, who actually set the fastest time in Q1 on 104.5. Oh, that's
gutting,
that's a massive kick in the knackers, isn't it?
That is. I've always said, I've always said that to try to avoid that, you can't enforce it, but to try to avoid that is if someone was in the pits, because I think it was Quexor that was in the pits and he hadn't retired, so the AI cars were still going round. Yeah, that's very, very gutting from that. The only positive I can see from that is the only positive I can see for him at the moment is a very small positive. He has the pace to still get something from this race, but it's going to be a tough order from 15th.
It is. I can just imagine he ain't going to be happy. I mean, obviously, obviously whoever's the engineer for Dyslexic, obviously, please let us know what you think. Oh, Smoky Butt Base is going out on sauce. Interesting. Now, I don't know if you heard about this, actually, Michael. As it goes a little bit overcast here, all of a sudden, out of nowhere. That's interesting. Whilst we were watching obviously the F2 race, which was on Sunday, which was very entertaining, I have to say, obviously with wets and then obviously dryers came out of nowhere. Somebody, a brave container, shouted out that soft tyres would last 23 laps. Now, I have to say, obviously, I pulled myself up because obviously I actually fell off my chair laughing when he told me that, when he said that. But Bates has actually gone out on the softs. So is he just going to do a banker lap and see what he does, or is this just a very interesting plan?
Ooh. Well, over turn one, I think he invalidated anyway.
I think he did, yeah. I think he just uncooked that a little bit.
Yeah, straight over the curb on the inside. 23 laps? No, they don't last 23 laps. I can tell you that from Sunday, they don't last 23 laps. I was debating actually in my race when I pitted for dry tyres. Do I go on softs or mediums? I ended up going mediums just to be safe. There is something I want to point out that actually there's a lot of people dropping out and in at the moment. I know we're not under our usual host. Our usual host is Chorse, but I hope this clears up to be better because there's a lot of names dropping in and out.
It's not many. It's not many at the moment. It's not many, so it's not too bad. Oaks is 106.0. I'm assuming that's on the on soft medium tyres. So just looking at this strategies, we've got Smoker Bates, Gary, and Lethal Nukes on the softs. Everybody else on mediums. While I'm just sitting here watching Vettel. I mean, that's all I'm going to say.
Call him Vettel.
I can't call him Vettel because I mean. Can't do it. I just
That's
can't.
A slow lap on the mediums.
It is.
8.4.
That's a corner cut and a half.
Look at that curve again.
I love that curve.
Yeah, it definitely is because he didn't use DRS. That turn one is a bit of a weird one because you can actually cut it and get away with it. As weird as it sounds.
Yeah,
and as bad as it sounds, actually.
Now, boys and girls, don't listen to him. All right, okay.
No.
It's only. It's just an advisory. It's not to say you should do it. Okay. All right.
Right. Where is somebody coming to turn one? As Smokey goes a 5 full lap. That's the time you want to see. Who's coming up to turn one? Battle fan. Right. So basically on turn one. Around most of this track, you got the yellow sausage curbs on the inside, basically, if you hit, you know what I mean by sausage curbs.
Yes, I know what you mean
Right.
by sausage curbs.
You see, watch Little Fan here. He's going to take a, not going to take a wide line, but there you go. You basically want to clip that sausage curb on the inside, and even though that's off the track, it doesn't invalidate the lap.
It's very true.
Everyone does it. Everyone does it. It's not cheating. Everyone does it. So, but that's the
welcome to,
I would say.
Welcome to Penalty Corner, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Penalty Corner, where you can learn how to get penalties for nothing.
I would say this is the only inside yellow marker. I'll call it a marker instead of sausage curb just to not make you laugh. It's the only yellow marker to hit, and it won't unsettle your car. Every other curb around this track will unsettle the car, will bounce it and throw your car, especially the last corner. The last corner is an absolute devil to nail, but get it right and you're going to be on for a quick time.
Ooh, that was a little bit, yes, he's not liking that at the moment. He's not enjoying that. John, yeah, we're just, a few people coming in and out, so, he's not enjoying this at all, actually, Vettel fan. He, I don't know if it's a setup or something not quite right at the time. I don't know. He just doesn't seem too happy with that. As everybody's flying past, so we'll see how it goes. Speaking of flying past, here comes that McLaren and Mr. Pigeon. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Catch that pigeon. You know what I mean? Right. If only we had somebody in F1 that had Dastardly or Muttley, that would be awesome. That would be brilliant.
That would be good.
That would be fantastic. You know what I mean? Here comes Muttley chasing after that pigeon again. So anyway, so no Schultz has retired. Really? Okay. That's interesting.
Can you check that on Race Director? I feel that must be terminal damage.
Yes, I will do. I'll have a look and find out why he has retired. Let's have a look.
It should be somewhere.
No, it's no terminal damage. He has retired.
That's a weird one.
Interesting. And here comes, wow, that's a fast time on those mediums. 105.5 for Mr. Pigeon. I mean, obviously he had obviously he's got a parcel to deliver, hasn't he? Cool, blimey, going that quick.
Yeah, quickest of the medium tyres so far. Only 7 people are set at a time. I know there's 7 minutes to go, but they are leaving it pressured. I think, me talking about track limits and how to abuse them, it seems a few people.
I mean, obviously all the engineers go, yeah, listen to this.
They all know this by now.
Get this. There's a way. We just found out. Quick. Oh yeah.
The proper way actually through turn 1 is how Burner did it, which is go left onto the curb, on the outside curb, and then swing in. You can very much do it on the wheel, which he is on. But yeah, it's what I call the Brendan Lee line, because Brendan Lee does it. Actually, no, every esports driver uses an outside curb on every single turn, so, or where they can use it.
Better from the Vettel fan, as he's flying around now. He's actually got the bit between his teeth. He loves it. There he goes, flying into that club, beautifully nice and taken now. Nice to that apex, and there he goes. That lovely, and does a 105.5 as well. Oh, just a little bit faster than that. Catch that pigeon. You know what I mean? Happy days.
Difference I'm seeing though is both Pigeon and Vettel took 3 laps to do that time on the medium tyres. Won't affect them that majorly much, but no, if they qualified near to say Shrimper's done it on 1 lap.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, let me put it another way to you. 3 laps on those mediums is a good shout because they're going to be a little bit, ready. They're going to be ready for race day. 1 lap on those mediums, no, it's not a good idea. You need to get at least 2 laps on those mediums. Just get them, nurtured a bit. You've got to nurture them a little bit because obviously you're going to be doing like a formation laps in there, all cold and all that sort of stuff. Those guys with the 3 lap old mediums, they're going to be really ready for this track, so they're going to be they'll get faster quicker than the one lap old ones, if that makes any sense. Imagine the hard tyres. You know when you go out in the hard tyres, it's really cold, you need a couple of laps to get through.
Yeah.
But if you've got like a set of hards that you've done a couple of laps on and you go out on them, they've already done those 2 laps. So they're already ready to rock and roll. So all you do is you go into them, you'll find that within half a lap, those cars will just go pull and snitch on. Same thing with the mediums. They'll do exactly the same thing. As Vettel's... you know what I mean? It's Vettel's, you know what I mean? Vettel, oh, sorry, like
Vettel, can't keep doing it.
I can't. Vettel. Oh no, sorry, I sneezed. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to call it for now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Vettel tissue. So I can't. I'm sorry, mate. I cannot call him Vettel. So.
Alright, fair enough.
I mean,
Gary goes 6th on a 5.8.
So. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, Gary goes 6th on a 5.8 there.
Vettel fan has retired. He feels that he's fast enough. I think he is. It's a decent enough time, so that's not a bad shout.
Yeah, 3 minutes 50 to go. Guys in the chat just popping up. Evening to Roberts. Top Notch is in there. Dyslexic is saying watch for some overtaking. I will definitely keep an eye on you for the race. Unfortunate, mate.
Okay.
All the best to you.
Yes, evening, Mr. Roberts. Evening, Top Notch. Who I've got a little thing to throw out in a minute. Watch them overtaking. Duff on the chat. Know what I mean. I'll deal with you later, Sunshine. Yeah, a couple of people mentioned about that ghost time. Also, 105 nose mediums, but
nice.
4 lap old mediums. Took me 4 laps to do it, but using my my advice, even though I'm an F4 driver, so obviously the engineers were listening. So not a bad shout there. He's just coaxing it around the track. So I think it's a perfect opportunity of anything that we're doing this, because RSF1 are well, the league is doing fantastic, as you know, Mr. Brundle. I can't do that, Mr. Michaels. That's more like it. There you go. I can't call you Brundle. I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
Give it time.
I can't give it time, mate, because the thing about it is, Martin Brundle is legend. You're not. Sorry, dude. Got a lot of time for you, Michael, but you know, compared to if I had a choice between you and Brundle, sorry, dude.
Go on, say your thing. Go on.
But anyway, so RSF1 is doing fantastically well, and it's doing brilliantly. And as of Friday, we have something new being broadcast on RSF1. Yes, that's right, the podcast. We've got podcasts every Friday night from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. One of my teammates is actually watching on the stream, which is Top Notch, along with Primus and myself. Basically, we will hope you join us on Friday night from 8 till 9 for basically to talk about what happened in the previous divisions, any talking points, any issues, any things like that. Bit of fun and games, bit of jokes and laughs, to some special guests. And like I said, I hope that all of you can join me on Friday night at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and we'll mention that again at the end of the stream. Should be a good watch. 1 minute 15 to go, the end of this Q2. Obviously, we're looking at the top 10 to go through. And one person that is under big pressure is the guy I'm on right now, Unity Hushes, championship leader no less. 13th, he's had to resort to the soft tyres. So I presume his medium tyres laps haven't been validated. Gary has retired on a 5.8. That's very dangerous, considering you've got Unity, Oaks in there. Unity's backed off.
Well, I'm watching Luke's at the moment, who's just come through 61. He's actually in the softs at the moment, setting his flying lap. I'll let you know if he's quick around 62 as you watch the championship leader as he comes flying around. Let's have a look. Oaks is retired, and he's 6 ticks quicker. So he's 6 ticks quicker on his time. So he will knock Gary down into he'll knock him down massively. So that's going to put him in a 105.2 at least at the moment as it's going. He needs to go a bit quicker unless he's invented that. I don't think he has, has he? And this is a no 104.8. There you go. Look at the fastest.
Right, so Unity backed off on his penultimate chance to finish off qualifying. He now has 1 lap to get himself into Q3.
He's quickest though. He's fastest for personal best. Almost 2/10 quickest in the first sector. So that's pretty good for him. So as you rightfully said, Michael, he's got a lot of work to do to try and pull this back. Let's see what he does in sector 2. He comes flying around. Yeah, he's almost 7 tenths quicker. So that's very good. That's a very good one. Very smooth as well, actually, coming out of that turn. That could easily make or break it, but here he goes. Just literally launches it into that last turn. He comes around. That's pretty good. He's not over there. That's
fine.
He's massively fun. He does 104.7. There you go. 104.7. 1 lap. There you go. Championship leader.
No pressure at all. No
pressure
whatsoever.
No pressure. Pressure. Ha! He doesn't know. Ha! He knows no pressure for sure. So anyway, but yeah, pretty good. And saying that though, I have to say, Mr. Pigeon, catch that pigeon. Just got through by the skin of the hairs of his chin. God bless him. Did very well.
Yeah. Be interested to see what happened to No Shoals, because he did retire in the pits, which is a weird one.
Yes, it is. But he did indeed. Indeed, so we'll have to find that. So anybody who's got, well, as I said, anybody who's the engineer for No Shoals, could you let us know? Put it in the chat and I'll throw it out there for everybody. If you have any questions for us at all, or if you just want to throw some banter out there, because I'm pretty sure that somebody's going to throw some banter out there. You know, seeing as it's me and you on here, probably more than me, more than anything, because I'm just used to that. Yeah, just get used to it after all.
Yeah, so eliminated for Q2 was Gary, actually, in the Renault. He's not going to be happy about that. Obviously, last race completes a winner, if that makes sense. Clay's in the Mercedes, Iox in the Racing Point, and No Shoals in the Alpha.
So, well, we shall see what happens now, because now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty.
Very overcast Q3.
Oh, very overcast.
Very dark Q3, actually. Someone check the weather properly. Someone let it scroll over a little bit, because someone just immediately looks at the weather, but you've got to let it scroll over to the 45 minutes. So that could be interesting. So the thing I wanted to point out at the end of that is from 7th downwards in that Q3 session, which I believe was Ozza, Shrimper, Smokey and Pigeon all went through on the medium tyres. I have no sound.
Are you?
Yeah, I've got no sound. I've got the atmosphere, but not the fans, or even the car noise for that matter.
I don't know what's going on here then. But I've got okay. I mean, it was a little bit of a pain back then, but Elf has just joined. We had a few problems tonight, actually, for us. What's going on?
I'm going to leave quickly and join back. Okay. So I definitely need the sound for the race. So bear with me a couple of minutes, guys. Yeah. All the people in the chat are saying no sound either. Well, if I've got no sound, then you're not going to hear anything.
Yeah, you can only just hear me and you talk.
See the lovely title screen for a little bit.
Yep. Why are you doing that? I don't know if anybody can hear me, can they?
Yeah. We are still streaming
Still
now.
streaming. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, then. So Vettel's twin, the peak, the Vettel Puff. There you go, because he's driving the peak car. He's just setting his lap at the moment. He's just coming around sector 2 in the softs as he comes flying around. After this is the quite difficult one. Difficult corner. If you can push it a little bit too deep, hit the gravel. Very nice and tidy. 45-0, and is that my imagination, or do I see a little bit of rain coming? That might be my imagination. I'm not too sure, but let's have a look as he just literally throws it into that corner. Very nice and tidy. Comes out, decent exit, and sets a 104.9 as a banker lap for the rest of the guys. So there we go. But Kexel does 105.1. He just come out next. Here comes Shrimper, who sits a 16.0 first sector in the Ferrari. It's going to be interesting here, Michael, because 105.1 is... Oz have just done a 104.7 in the McLaren. And it isn't my imagination. We do have a little bit of rain. Just a little
it's raining.
rain. It is. A little bit of droplets of rain. So are we going to actually have a wet race? I think somebody was lying to us earlier. So anybody who is on the... can somebody actually... somebody tell us, is it rain race? Is it a rain start or is it a dry race? Please tell us. We've got a little bit of rain here in Q3.
I think as I was saying, I think they may have not let it sort of scroll over to 45 minutes. They told us quick without letting it sort of load up.
Right, so I think these guys need to...
saw this rain.
Yeah, these guys need to get their times in really, really quick, because this rain, this is one of the best things I like about this track. It's when it starts. Unity 104.6. What a good time that is. They need to get these tyres, because obviously one of the best things about this track is when it starts to rain, it don't take long for the rain to come in, because we're so high up, as you said, in the mountains, with the altitude as well. It's going to be, it won't be long before the rain starts trickling in and starts getting a little bit more into intermediate sort of times. But 104s, and it's still not wet in there. Well, it's just little driplets of rain at the moment, isn't it, Michael?
It is, but I'm afraid to say, unless the rain disappears quite miraculously, I think that is going to be it in terms of time. Unity has timed it to perfection, getting that provisional pole on a 4.6.
I think so.
Weirdly,
so he comes down
in the Ferrari.
Yep.
Sorry, down in the Ferrari actually left it a good 3 or 4 minutes, so he's been very much caught out by this shower, or this little drizzle that it's got hit. And even with a little bit of drizzle, you're not going to get the ideal times into the 4s now at this rate, unless it dries back up again.
Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look, because obviously let's see how he gets on, because it looks as if that car's still pretty decent around the track. He's actually not losing any time whatsoever, so it's pretty decent out there for him in the Ferrari. So let's just see how he gets on. We will know when it's time. That's a really good time. That's a really good take in that corner down. Very nice and tidy. Obviously listening to Michael, the engineer's been listening to that little piece we had, a penalty corner. So did very well there, Michael. Congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. And he's not going too bad actually. He's not losing any time, so it's still pretty quick out there on the track. Let's see what he does. And Unity feels that he can go faster. He's gone back out from that lap as well, and so is Kexel.
Yeah, down to a couple attempts down on like the ultimate first sector is about a 15.9, 16 flat. So it's still doable.
It is.
You can see how much he's fighting the car though.
He's fighting the car a little bit, but nothing major. He just throws that car in. See if he can throw it in, which he does. He's not losing any traction. See how he gets on the last part. Very nice and tidy out. Beautiful exit there. As he sets a 105.6.
5.6.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the 4s are out of reach at this point.
Let's have a look. So, because the top 3 are gone out, smoking debates. Let's have a look. Unity. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he improves on his time. So let's have a look. First lap. Sector 1, let's have a look and see what he does. And nope, he's
Is it
just a little bit
500
slow.
down?
500's down, so that's but it's still a decent exit. Let's see what you can do in Sector 2. Let's see if you can actually try and use the slipstream of that Ferrari a little bit as he comes flying through, which is turn 3. Yeah, I believe for turn 3 or turn 4. That's a turn 4, I believe. As we come up to turn 5.
Yeah.
Goes round, so as he comes through, let's have a look. And no, he's a tenth down, so the time is definitely losing it as the Ferrari moves out of the way. Literally moves out of the way.
The gravel.
As he comes in, flies, look at that, really throws that to the car. Massively,
No,
yeah, there you go.
No, surely.
There's no way. But no, that rain is
If you did
definitely, without show that, coming down very hard, very fast. Let's have a look at Matchmaker Bates as he sets time. He's only 700 down on his quickest time, so that's pretty impressive. It's actually faster than Unity Hutchins, actually, fun enough, when he went around that corner. So see what he can do in the last sector. Nicely turned into that corner down as he comes through. Oh, he's gone too deep as well.
No.
Looks like the last sector is good, but he does a 105.1. It's not good enough. So let's have a look. RSF1 Shrimper, let's have a look. He's on that lap. There you go, to catch that pigeon. Let's see what he can do. Good exit onto the last corner. Let's see what he can do then, shall we? Let's see if he can beat his time. So 105.1 was his first time. Let's see what we can do in sector 1. Nice and tidy in now. Very, very tidy. Open up the DRS all the way up to his turn 2. So let's see what he can do. Is he going to improve on his time? No, he's 3 tenths down.
3 tenths
wow.
down.
Woof. So let's see if he can try and make that time up. But I think you might be right, actually. I think Unity has got this pole in the bag. They come out just in the right time. But then saying that though, I've just seen that Vettel went out and he's going into the pits. He's actually got 3rd place. Did a 104.8 out of somewhere.
I don't know where he got. I think, was he 3rd originally?
No, he wasn't. Smokey Bates was 3rd.
Oh.
Smokey Bates was 3rd. And there he is. Yeah, Pigeon was almost half a second down in his time. So those times are definitely not doing him any favours. So let's have a look and see what Lethal can do. Smokey Bates has retired from the session. He feels that 104.8. He's got 4th place, so he's actually sitting in the 2nd row. So that's pretty decent of him for qualifying. But it looks as if we've got our top 3: Unity, Ozza, and Vettel. Vettel. I don't know.
It seems to be the last 2 corners. They're long sweeping corners, these last 2, as Shrimper goes through them now. Actually might be improving on this lap. Keep on board of him.
He does.
It's a fight.
Is it?
It's not in. No, it's a 10th down, which is actually quite aggressive in these conditions.
It is indeed. But the DRS hasn't switched off, so they still think it's dry enough for. But you can see you can see that dry sort of speck coming on the track there. So you can see that the track is definitely getting a little bit wetter. So anyway, let's just have a look at this stream while we're having a look at this. So I'm going to throw these out here. So we've got Gary, someone give it. So top notch, yay! It's Patronus. Hi, Shane. Hello, Mr. Brundle. Hello, Mr. Yeah, whatever. Roberts. Hey, mate. Is it raining in a race? Helping. For God's sake. So it's Patronus. Go on, kicks the sun. Says Peppermint. I don't know where this fascination is from these idiots. Yeah, mate. Sorry, these people. Sorry, these donuts. Right, so. Of where for some reason I come from Kent. I don't know where this fascination's come from. Can you shed some light on this one, Bundle? I can't figure it out.
I wouldn't be able to comment on it. But I've just seen some interesting teamwork from the McLarens. Mr. Pigeon, who pretty much sacrificed his own qualifying, gave Ozza some slipstream up until turn 2. I don't know how this is going to, whether this will guide him to nick pole off a fight. There, see 6 tenths down. I think the rain is intensifying now.
It is a little bit.
But yeah, interesting teamwork.
Intensifying,
yeah. The word.
Yeah, like
No,
look at that, a little bit of drift there.
Yeah.
So I think we have got our top three.
Yeah, Unity on pole in a 4-6. Unfortunately, I missed the lap because sound and everything that this game provides.
Yeah. I've
was
got
not
here.
providing.
RSF Flamings, we boys are here. We boys are here. Okay, don't know what that's all about. Patron says, "You love us, really." Yes, like a bullet in the head.
Debatable.
Yes. Yeah, I love it so much. You know what I mean? Believe that, you believe anything.
So, one thing I would be interested to point out is I think Ozza has done very, very well in qualifying. And it may be a little bit of a bias for you to point him out, but he started on medium tyres while the person ahead of him, Unity, is starting on the soft tyres.
Wasn't it my imagination, or are we talking about the two championship contenders, actually? So the two championship contenders,
two championship antagonists, anyway, yeah.
So obviously, you know, Ozza is sitting in second in the mediums, but then bearing in mind he's done 4 laps on those mediums. And of course you've got Unity who's done just done 1 lap. Obviously, well, Unity's done the soft sort of thing. So, but then saying that though, we don't know what the race is going to bring us because even though he might have started on mediums, it could be raining. We could have rain. Yep. So the real question. So hold on a minute. Here we go. So anyway, RSF1 Flaming, you're not from Kent. Thank you very much, Flaming. Finally, somebody gets it. Shane says, the real question is, does Peppermeat have clothes on or is he naked with his guitar? Ha ha. Shane, you've got some serious issues. Shane, Peppermeat's got @Shane with Homer Simpson giving it yes. And Peppermeat Shane, obviously somebody from SpongeBob. Patronus says he's naked. I wonder how he knows that. He's got a secret camera, Peppermeat. Watch out. You know what I mean? You know what he's like.
Peppermeat says
Shane says,
whether that's true or not.
And Shane said he's always naked. That's even more scarier. The fact that Patronus said he's naked, and then Shane says he's always naked. All right, Peppermeat, check your room, son. I reckon you've got 2 secret cameras there. They're probably sitting there watching you. It's disgusting. So, you know what I mean? So, you're from the border of Kent, says Flaming. You know what I mean? This is what I get. It's just abuse. You know what I mean? If I wasn't here, they wouldn't have anybody to take the big out of, so that's why I look at it.
Good point. Right. Let us go through to this race. It is dry, it is sunny, but there doesn't seem to be a single cloud in sight. And I was right about Ozza. He's on mediums, and I think key for him is to try and keep Vettel, Smokey, and Quexel behind, who all start on soft tyres. Then you get to the next band of medium tyre runners, Shrimper, Pigeon, and Vettel fan on mediums. Basically, anybody on mediums need to keep with the leaders. It's always the simple thing if you're on the harder set of tyres. But what do you think with this race? Who is going to be the ones to watch? I'm hoping Dyslexic has a good race, obviously, for that Q1 incident, but anybody else you're keeping an eye on?
Well, Dyslexic is going to have he's going to have the choice of tyre, really, if you think about it, because he's going to be sitting there with brand spanking new set of softs. He's got a brand spanking new set of mediums. He's going to be sitting there with a big smile on his face. The other guys, not so much. Top 2. It all comes down to that first corner shenanigans. You know, obviously, let's see what happens in the first corn. The first corn, and then the second corn and the third. First two and three corners are going to be the very interesting, and then I reckon by the time we get through to those, we should be in a bit of a better position. Ozza's got a good opportunity. If he gets a great start, he's got an opportunity to take. That
Unity.
guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's it. Unity. There you go. Thank you. You know what I mean? I wasn't paying attention. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. So he's got an opportunity to take Unity, possibly. But the thing about it is, it's all about. There's only 3 drivers that qualified. Well, 3 or 4. Sorry, 4 drivers that qualified in the softs in Q2. So the majority of them are going to be a softs. Ozza's going to have he's going to be in a little bit of I'll say a disadvantage, because he used he actually did 4 or 5 laps on those mediums where everybody else did 2 or 3. So those mediums, even though can get, possibly 13, 14, maybe 15 laps, and that's with 2 or 3 laps done on them, he's going to have a little bit less to play about with. So it all depends on his strategy. If he's really aggressive and battling with Unity to try and get the lead, those tyres are going to go. If he gets a good start, gets past him, he's got an opportunity to just savour those medium tyres. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. That's the way I look at it. So. Before we get this race started, sorry, Michael, I just wanted to shout out some things here. So, I was going to be swamped at the start with them 3 behind on softs. So it's got no sound, says Gary. Don't have Gary, won't be on grid. Just going to have to work with it. Go on, Gaz.
He's got a trouble with no sound. Yeah. Sorry, Tom, of course there. Shane, I left before the formation lap started. So I think Gary, if he's very, very quick, might be okay if he leaves the formation lap, but don't 100% quote me on it because I haven't tried it.
Left on formation lap before I wasn't on the grid. That's what Shane has just said.
Yeah, so. I did that in Spain. I had the same issue. I had no sound on the grid, so I left while they were still on the grid, and then I wasn't able to do formation lap, wasn't able to join back in. The only other suggestion I can give, Gary, I know it's difficult, is pause it when it's all calmed down, leave and join back. You will lose time, or you can just
deal with it. Gary Arthur would say,
yes.
Just deal with it. Right, let's just quickly run through this field, if you don't mind, Michael. So I'll just go for it. So we've got John at the back in the Haas in the 17th from the softs. We've got Bamba Viking in the Toro Rosso. He's in the in the Toro Rosso. He's actually in the mediums. We've got Dyslexic, who's in the Williams. He's sitting in 15th. He's actually on the medium tyres. No Scholes in 14th. He's got the soft tyres on. Oh, we've had a spin from the Toro Rosso there. Oh dear. We've got Ioaks in the mediums. He's actually in the force at the Racing Point. We've got Clays. He's in one of the Mercedes. He's actually sitting in 12th place in the mediums. We've got Gary. Funny enough, he's actually in the Renault. He's actually in the set of mediums there in 11th. Darren, who's one of the Ferraris, he's actually sitting in soft tyres. So obviously he's sitting in those. Lethal Nukes. He's in the other Williams. He's, oh dear, look at those. Look at that. He's flying all over the place. Back end's just gone down. Soft tyres there. Vettel Fan, he's in the Toro Rosso with medium tyres with Mr. Pigeon in front of him in the McLaren, sitting in the medium tyres. RSF1 Shrimp End, the of Ferrari, he's sitting in the medium tyres with Kexar in the, looks like in the Red Bull. Then we've got Smokey Bates in the other Mercedes with Vettel in the Racing Point with Ozza in the McLaren, who's sitting in second in the championship. And of course, last but not least, Unity Hush, who is actually in the other Haas, and he is our championship leader, and he's on set of softs. And just got in there just in time before they even get on the grid. How about that?
Yep. So 36 laps, the Austrian Grand Prix. This should be very entertaining. Hopefully it'll be clean in the first couple of corners. But Tomo will take you through this first lap.
Here we go. Right, there we go. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5 lights, and away you go. And Unity Shots gets a great start there. Bad start from Ozza because here comes Vettel, who looks in third place. He's looking to get up the end side, and he's going to make the move stick. But obviously Ozza, what a great start from Unity, and that is a great start from Unity straight away on the championship leader. But Ozza got a very nasty start there as he's having a battle there for for second place. Then you've got Smoking Bates. He's coming up the inside. This could be very interesting as they go side by side into turn 2. Ozza keeps the move stick. Smoking Bates moves up into third place in the Mercedes. We've also got Kexar, he's actually in 5th place. Racing Street with Lethal has moved up to 9th place. Vettel Fan has moved down to 10th. And Smoker Bates is staying. He's gone in for the move. He's actually taking Ozza. And look at Vettel. He's got a move. And he makes a move on Ozza. This is a bad start from Ozza there. He's gone from 2nd to 4th in the space of 3 corners already. And straight away he's got kicks on his back. It looks like he's got a problem. Looks like Ozza has got a major problem because he's all over the place at the moment. Everybody seems to go past him. Here comes Kexar. He's having a look. As he, oh my goodness, Ozza, not a good start as he goes side by side into the last corner, coming up to the first lap. And what a great start there. Unity Shops gets far away. But out out of all of that, Ozza, my goodness gracious me, went literally, and he's going to have a problem because Kex hasn't looked. Oh my goodness gracious me, not a great start from Ozza at all. That went completely unscripted. What do you reckon of that, Michael?
I reckon you need to take a breath. Jesus, that was an entertaining first lap. But Shrimper's going to have going to make a free one. He tapped the back of Ozza though, almost into Quexor. But yeah, my assessment from that, Unity's had the beauty of a start. He's got a near 2-second gap up front. What he needs to do at the back, there was a few damage as Lethal Nukes has just swept on the inside of
so Pigeon's having a move.
Shrimper there.
He's going for a move on Darren. He's all Darren and yes, it's Darren and Pigeon. Looks like the McLaren's having a few problems. They're having a bit of issues with tyre stretching. Look at Oxa in the moment. Oxa, he has actually got past Ozza now. He's actually moved up into 4th. Ozza is having major issues. And I don't know what on earth has gone on with Ozza there, but it looks as if those medium tyres have just not come alive at the problem. And that is not very good. But while we were watching that, Vessel's just set the fastest lap. And Unity has got a lovely little gap there. And Darren's got a 3-second time penalty already.
Darren's on the back of Gary. This midfield battle is absolutely insane, as I think Vettel's SV is having a go as well. Can't get to it quickly enough. There he goes. He's having a look at Smokey running outside for second.
Into
turn 5.
Very nice and tidy. It comes side by side. Wow. But Smokey Bates holds the position, the Mercedes. This is great for Unity because while these two battle it out, Unity can just literally get himself some fresh air, open up a little bit of a gap, and just have a little bit of breathing space. 2.5 seconds he's got, and obviously Smokey Bates is going to be looking right over his shoulder, looking at Vettel, because Vettel's literally, you know what I mean? Vettel is literally having a look and just catching up everything. He's going to have DRS as well, because DRS will be activated soon. It'll probably be activated now, I guess, as we come around. We got a 3-second time penalty, no shoals. While we're watching that as well, Dyslexic, I'm just going to have a quick look at Dyslexic. He's actually in 13th at the moment, doing all right on those mediums, but those mediums will come to life sooner rather than later, so I've got nothing to worry about on that side of things. But like you said, Michael, this midfield battle is hotting up because it all goes all the way back purely from Quexor in 4th. This is a battle purely for 4th place, I guess. You've got 4th place there. Lethal Nuke's not that far behind in the other Williams.
It's 4th all the way back to 12th. There's less than a second covering all of them. Less than 3/10 covering some of them as well. I did get a message in the chat to check Quexor's front wing for damage. I can't see anything immediately. I think he's okay.
I'm just having a look now. No, it looks okay. It does look alright. Quexor's front wing hasn't got any much damage. But I'll have a look here. No, he's alright. He's got front wing is fine.
I think that was no shots. No Shoals and Oaks. Iox has already pitted. I think No Shoals had a spin at the back.
And
he's in 16th,
you didn't get me on this battle
unfortunately.
right now, Michael. Vettel has got a brilliant exit out of turn 1 on Smokey Bates. He's got DRS wide open as he's coming flying up. Let's see which way he's going to go. He's going to go on the inside. He is going to go on the inside. Is he going to make the move stick? And he does. He's taking 2nd place. Great move there. But Smokey Bates is going to have. Will he have DRS? Yes, he will do. Here comes Smokey Bates, battling back. This is purely for 2nd place. And Smokey Bates has another look, but Vessel literally makes the move stick as they come round. He's still got 2nd place. So this is really doing Unity a massive wonders at the moment. He's just pulling away. He's got a 3-second lead over Vettel. And while Vettel and Smoker Bates actually have a lovely little battle, that's a great exit there for Smoker Bates as he pulls the gap in now, as John's got a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, Unity is doing exactly what he needs to do on those soft tyres, trying to get as much as gap as he can to the highest medium runner, which is currently Ozza in the McLaren there in 6th place. Yeah, he can comfortably run this race, but as we keep on saying, everybody from 5th now down to 10th because Vettel has dropped back. John MH is in the pits. What's happened with him? Front wing change, he's had some damage.
Oh yeah, he had a 3-second time penalty as well, John, actually, fun enough. Ozza seems to be coming back into, his tyres seem to be coming back into it, but he's still sitting in 6th place. I know he's probably going to be kicking himself, but his engineer's probably sitting there saying, don't worry about it. But look, right in front of him, there's Lethal Nukes and Kexar has a bit of a battle there. This is purely for 4th place as the Williams is really mounting a charge, but look how close. If you look there, there's only Smoky but Bates. He's not that far ahead of Kexar himself. So this battle is going to be turning into a really scrap for 3rd place at the moment as it's going, because this little train from 4th, as you said rightfully, from 4th to 12th, is getting very, very tasty. And let's see what we get on this actual little corner here. It's going to have decent. Kixel's got a 3-second time penalty already. Goes a little bit too deep, and here comes, literally, here comes Lethal Nukes. He's got a great exit. DRS1 over. Is he going to make the turn stick before that turn 1? Yes, he does. He gets 4th place. Oh, is that a bit of lag? Was that he hit it a bit? I don't know actually, because Auto6's got a 3-second time penalty. Look at this battle here already. Unbelievable. We're only in, what, lap 7 already? As Kexel tries to go for the inside, but look, that was great defending there from Lethal Nuke. Still keeps 4th place and he's moving a little bit further ahead from Kexel, who's got Ozza all over his gearbox. So this little battle. Oh, a little bit of drift there. And look at the 2 McLarens. I'm literally sniffing, having a little bit of a sniff for a battle here. And there's no team orders at McLarens. No team orders at their McLarens. Both Pigeon and Oz are having a bit of a sniff around Qatar and Kexor as he's literally going flying around. Both of the McLarens are literally those tyres.
I think Kexor does have damage, you know. He seems to be not getting the grip as everyone else does.
No, he's got no. I can't see any damage because these 2 end plates are still there. It probably might be very small, but it doesn't seem to be causing him any damage. Oh, cool. Blimey, I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. That's a big corner cut there from Ozza. Big corner cut, but he gets a great exit though. He's looking down the inside of Kexar. Unbelievable.
2 by 2.
Here we go. Nice little turn. And look at Pigeon. Pigeon's right behind. And also, you've got Shrimper there. You've got Gary. You've got Darren. Literally, Shrimper's right on the gearbox of Pigeon as he looks to have a move on the inside. As both Ozza and both Pixar and Pit. Look at, oh, what a good move from Shrimper. Takes a move over there from Pigeon. Wow. Move there from Pigeon. But Pigeon's not getting that key.
Insane.
It is brilliant. Very, very good racing.
Oh, Shrimper's gone wide. Pigeon's going to duck up on the inside.
No, Pigeon's got a
Shrimper on the gun. No.
So look at Darren. He's now literally got into the fin. As Gary, they're touching side by side as they go into this corner. Look at the 2 Ferraris. There's no team orders at the Ferraris either. Pigeon gets a great. Is it Pigeon or is it actually Shrimper? I'm not too sure. Shrimper has a decent exit. We're having a look at this turn 1 incident. Here he goes. As Pigeon gets a great exit onto Gary. Gary has a great exit onto Pigeon as he goes past Pigeon there straight away. Shrimper having a look at Mr. Pigeon on the inside. My goodness gracious me, side by side. Yeah, he's going to make it. And yes, sticks. They both literally go side by side. Both local DRS. You've got Gary DRS, both the 2 Ferrari and the McLaren of Pigeon and Shrimper battling purely. This is just literally for 7th place. Doesn't seem a lot of points into it, but great racing from both of them. Literally giving each other decent respect, decent moves. Oh my goodness, what a great few laps that was from these guys.
Fantastic racing, 2 by 2 most of the way around these laps, and pretty much no contact all the way through. When there was so many opportunities,
while we've been watching that, Michael, Lethal Nukes has moved into 3rd place. He overtook Smokey McBates, and Smokey's got a problem because Ozza is literally half a second behind him. So those softs are now starting to cause a few problems there, as Ozza's got a 3-second time penalty with a great exit, and it's purely for DRS. He's going to overtake Smokey McBates to take 4th place here. So that bad start that he had seems to be paying dividends, because at the moment those medium tyres are now coming to life.
Yeah, Shane mentioned it earlier in the chat. The medium runners are now. This is their time. This is their time when they need to make moves. Pigeon's trying to make a move on Gary.
Yeah, Pigeon on Gary. Is he
good
going to go for the
overthrow from
inside?
Gary.
No, it's great move, great defending there from Gary. Doesn't give Pigeon an inch. And, obviously Pigeon giving it all the bigging. He's got to try and deliver that package as quick as he possibly can, because he's got Shrimper not that far behind him. He's got the two Ferraris literally licking their chops as they look to try and take that position from him. And that's a great exit there from Shrimper. Really good exit there. He's right on the gearbox of Pigeon now. Fantastic exit there. Let's see if he can literally get DRS. I don't mean, as Pigeon gets a beautiful exit out there, purely for DRS. But look at straight away. Look at Smokey Bates. Smokey's been overtaken by Ozza, and he's got a problem because look at this train of medium drivers. They are absolutely catching up to Smokey Bates. And Smokey Bates has got a bit of a problem at the moment because he's got all these guys all over his gearbox. And it's like as if he's like, what the hell's going on? It's like a train of them. There we go. Lovely driving from both of them. Beautiful driving. As Gary got DRS, there he goes, straight past it, and look at Pigeon, he's having a look, but look at the Smokey Bates, just putting his elbows out going, no, I'm not letting another driver go past. He's going to have to literally let somebody go past, because here we go, it's like John's left the session a bit, we might have a bit of an issue, but look at this issue here, the Pigeon's got a great exit out of here. It's going to be side by side between Nova. No, Smokey Bates keeps the place. But look at the Ferraris again, licking their chops, looking at what's going in front of them, and he's going to have a literally little exit here. Is he going to get the move made on Mr. Pigeon? As Smokey Bates, is he going to come in? No, yes, he does come in.
He does.
It's a last minute decision to go into pits. I wonder when it was going to happen sooner rather than later. Smokey Bates got a 5-second time penalty for speeding the pit lane. Oh dear. And I'm spent. sorry, Michael. Apologies, mate.
It's all right. I'm just trying to keep up with the game. We're trying to keep on what you're saying. Right, Leader has pitted. Unity has pitted onto hard tyres with clean air.
That's good. That's a good call.
Lethal Nuke's gone onto mediums, interestingly. I'll keep an eye on that. So, yeah, clean air for Unity. It all seems to be going well, but it's tough to see as Velfan and Dyslexia going side by side out of turn 5.
Well, look at that. So it's a very good little battle here.
Gets the move.
Dyslexia does get the move. As obviously Dyslexia's got 11 lap, or they've both got 11 lap old medium tyres. And look at this, Williams catching up with Darren on the soft tyres, who's literally sitting on 11 lap old soft tyres. He's going to have to pit, which it looks as if he is pitting. Yes, he is. He is pitting. Did a right move there, trying to stay as far as the left, right, side, hand side as possible. That has literally asked, Vettel is now. He's pitting as well. So Ozza is sitting in the lead with a 2.5 second gap over Gary. But as you rightly said, Unity, he's now moved up to 9th place. He's got those hard tyres on. Those hard tyres, he can literally go to the end of the session with those hard tyres easily.
Shane has put in the chat actually, which is a good point, as Pigeon is looking at the end. Pigeon and Gary, like Magnus at the moment, they can't seem to get away from each other.
Look at this switch back here from Pigeon. He's literally having a little bit of a look. Shrimper's still sitting in the background, just holding fire, because he knows that he can match Pigeon in pace. Gary's doing a very good job of defending that second position, because he wants to keep that second position as much as he wants. But look at Pigeon, what a great exit there. He's right on the gearbox of Gary. One of these two guys, who's going to pit first? This is a thing as well. Unity is actually pitting very, very quickly. Obviously, he's catching up with RS Clay so very, very quickly on those hards. It's all about the undercut. Obviously, excuse me, sorry. Did come flying out and see how quickly he can get out. Unity will have the lead, but at the moment, Ozza really needs to knuckle down and get some really good laps. And so here he comes. Here goes Mr. Pigeon. He takes second place, gets past Gary as he tries to make that move stick. And look at Shrimper. He's right on the gearbox of Gary. A great exit there from pretty much from Gary there, which enabled him to get a little bit of a gap from him to Pigeon. So not a bad shot. And in the background, I can see the Williams of Dyslexic.
And the Viking and Clay's going at it as well. There's battles all over the place, difficult to keep up. In the chat, Shane has put up a good point. He feels Hush has just thrown the race away. If Ozza gets to lap 20, puts softs on, then it's his race. That is a very good point, actually. It may be an early stop from Unity, but it's...
No, I don't believe so. I think Unity made the right call. I don't think Ozza... Bear in mind, I see where Shane's trying to say. I get what you're saying. There is just one small problem with that one, Shane. Ozza literally used those laps, those tyres in pit Q3 for 5 laps. The rest of the guys only use it for 3. So he's already used an extra 2 laps out of those tyres. So the problem is, at this present time, he's not pulling away from his teammate, which tells me that obviously those tyres, and also the start he got as well, he had to battle through, that's going to use for against tyre wear. This Pigeon's obviously had a bit of tyre wear as well. So those hard tyres we're talking about, okay, yes, absolutely spot on. Unity, I don't think he's throwing the race away. I personally think that Ozza, if he tries to go to lap 20 on those medium tyres, bearing in mind the battles he's had to try and get to first in what we're almost halfway through the race, it's a big ask, big ask.
I'd say one person that may put Unity under pressure a little bit.
Ozza's come in. Ozza's in.
Oh, Ozza's in.
There you go.
Early stop.
That answered my question.
You're right.
That literally just answered my question right there. So now, and literally, so no, Shane. What do you know? So anyway, so Gary,
Vettel SV, sorry, is that battle at the front of the medium run is still carrying on. But I just looked at what effectively are the net leaders when his medium guys pit. And that's Vettel SV, or Sve, whatever we're calling him, is catching Unity hand over fist because he's on medium tyres. He's going aggressive, and he's right up the back of him now.
He's got a great exit as well with DRS wide open. Those medium tyres, those new medium tyres will go to the end of the race. So, and it's all going to come down to penalties, but also at the same time, those hard tyres will come to their own as well, because I reckon probably give it one more lap and those hard tyres, they will open up. And obviously you've got Vettel's, he's only done 1 lap younger on those medium tyres. So those hard tyres and medium tyres, they're going to come open, they're going to become a force to themselves later on in this race. And we'll see how it gets on, but obviously as it says, it all comes down to how Unity looks after his ERS, obviously looks after his battery power, so he gets great exits as well. Vettel as well, I think, if I remember correctly, has got a bit of a time penalty as well, if I remember. Vettel is. So look, no, he hasn't. He's got 2 warnings. Sorry, apologies for that. So both of them have got 2 warnings. But look, even
oh my God, what is going on?
What's that?
So, sorry, the chain at the front. The chain at the front is still raging at the moment. Gary and Pigeon. Pigeon now takes the race lead for the time being.
He does indeed. Now Pigeon did 2 laps on those mediums. Those mediums will go a long way. But you can see now, straight away, you've also got RSF1 Shrimper. He is really chasing up this little battle. Dyslexic's not that far behind as well. These guys are on 16 lap old medium tyres. Who's going to bite the bullet first? That's the question. Who is going to go in and go for the tyre choice first? That is the question we've got to answer, everybody. Kexel's got another second time penalty. Bear in mind that obviously Smoky Bakes has got a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. He's on the hard tyre, so that's going to be added unless he comes in for another, if there's a bit of an incident there. I don't know what's going to happen there. Dyslexia's got a great exit there at that turn, and DRS wide open on Shrimper, who's got DRS wide open as well. While this is going on, Unity and Vettel are having a great battle here. Vettel has got it. On the minute, what we got?
Dyslexic and yes, Unity and Vettel, as you say.
Did I just see
is
somebody
tough
spin
really
out?
to say.
Did I just see somebody spin out at the top of the track? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. It's my imagination. Apologies.
Oh, Vettel. I don't know where to look. You got this chain at the front that's still raging on. They don't know when to be done with one another, but you got the net lead of the race at the moment between Vettel and Unity.
This is interesting because Vettel was right on the gearbox of Unity going up to the turn 2, and it's like as if Unity absolutely held fire, and he's now catching up with his little train here in front, which is going to give him a bit of slipstream and DRS as well, which is going to help him. Excuse me. As we come into this turn, Vettel's got a great exit now, but he's got a 3-second time penalty already. There you go. Now that opens up. Now this is going to get interesting because where's Ozza? Whoa! Wow! Where the hell did that Alfa Romeo come from? Vettel almost plowed into him. Wow!
He's got a good run around the outside though.
That was no shoals. And Vettel does make the move stick this time, but I'll tell you what, whew, that was, well, look at Unity, he's right in the gearbox of Vettel as well with those hard tyres. He's having a little bit of a sniff here, but Vettel's doing very well to hold that thing. I'll tell you what, Vettel must have literally, he might have either just literally almost cracked himself or literally had the whites of his eyes coming out of his head when he saw that.
Oh, now here we go.
Romeo.
Now we got head
Here we go.
We got Vettel SV.
Whoa, jeez.
Tense a little bit.
Sheesh, almighty. These guys are getting ever so close to each other. And while all this is going on, Unity has moved up to 8. So Vettel and a Vettel fan, his twin, has literally come in. At the moment, as it stands, Gary and Pigeon are having this battle for the lead. Watching this lead here. And look at Dyslexic right in the game. This little train here for first. Look at this little battle for first here, Mike.
Same battle. But at some point, Dyslexic's going for the lunge.
But he makes it stick. Side by side going into turn 4. This is going to be unruly as he's going for the switchback. Dyslexic, I'll tell you what. Whew. God blimey, these F1 drivers really do take, they really go for gaps that are not there and make them stick. Fair play to them, I have to say. Fair play.
Yeah. Oh no, Dyslexic spun. He's on the drift in the last corner.
Oh no.
Into the pit lane.
Wow.
Oh, nearly gets collected.
That is probably going to help Dyslexic a little bit because he's not in the pits, so that's actually probably helped him out a little bit, but not too good. Dear, oh dear. While we're watching this,
and it's not even.
And Dyslexic has got a 5-second time penalty as well. Wow, it's not good for him.
It's made a bad situation worse.
He has indeed. Look at Pigeon, and he's got a great exit on Gary, but I think these two are going to have to pit sooner or later. They've got 20 lap old medium tyres. And they've got the likes of Vettel and Unity catch them up. These two are fighting. This is purely for the race, well, purely much for the race win at the moment. But I've got to give Unity a good shout because he's keeping up with Vettel with those hard tyres. Who is that behind him, actually? Is that No Shoals? It is No Shoals, isn't it? Oh, yeah,
No Shoals a lap down.
Yeah, he's a lap down. He's the guy who almost caused Vettel to actually smash his car. So
Leaders pit, Gary and Pigeon pits.
Here we go. So
Grimper pits as well. Cuts the corner doing so.
Oh, I'll tell you what. That was interesting.
Who's going to be in front out of these two?
Let's see. Let's have a look. It's going to be the Haas. The Haas is going to do it. Let's have a look. See how quickly they go. 1, 2, 3, go. And yet the Haas comes out. And they both go onto the soft tyres. With 14 laps to go.
Interestingly, though.
Interesting. No, is Shrimp on mediums? Yeah, Shrimp was mediums. But Shrimp was already on the mediums in the first place.
I think that might have been a mistake, potentially.
That's a mistake. That's a mistake from Shrimp. That is definitely a mistake from Shrimp because he was not on the softs. He was definitely on the medium tyres with the other 3 guys because they had 20 lap old medium tyres. So that means he will have to make another pit stop at some point. So that's pretty much not gone his way. That's a very big mistake. And at the moment, you've got RSF1 Clays, who's still on those medium tyres. 21 lap old medium tyres. Is he going to come in? Looks like he's coming in. So now, Unity's moved himself up to 2nd place.
Right, so I think now the ones to watch are Pigeon and Gary on those soft tyres. They're going to be catching Quexel like anything because he's on 14 lap older hard tyres.
Yep, Pigeon is
And
just
they
coming around.
got
He's
targets
in
1
sixth
by
place.
1, basically.
Yep, so Pigeon, and we've got Pigeon and Gary. So even though Gary got a great pit stop, Pigeon has managed to get past him and move himself up to 6th place. So this is literally opening itself up. So these guys here, the front two, as they come round to turn 4, it looks like, both of them, and Mr. Pigeon, he's coming up to turn 3, so they're not that far behind them. That's one of the good things about this track though, Michael, isn't it? Because it's such a short track and fast track. It won't be long before we see some more battles.
I mean, there's battles all over the place, and clean, precise battles at this moment in time. We're already on lap 23. It is absolutely flown by. It's been a great race to watch.
Oh, it's been brilliant. It's been absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Been great racing.
Pigeon and Gary. With Pigeon and Gary, the only thing that could potentially stop them is themselves battling each other. They can work with each other for now to catch, because look, they've already caught Quetzal. They can overtake him quickly, then move on to Ozza, and then we'll see where we go. But Lethal now is putting Unity under pressure as well for second.
He is, because obviously Lethal, maybe Shane called it right. Maybe Unity made a mistake going into those hard tyres. Shane might be absolutely right. Yeah, shock and horror, that's why, ladies and gentlemen. Shane was right about something. Cool.
It seemed to me a safe call. A very
safe
call.
It was a safe call, obviously, but obviously he's on 12-lap old medium tyre or hard tyres. Those mediums are, well, they'll be doing very well for him. Ozza's all over the place in those softs. The other thing as well, Ozza's on the hard tyres and he's catching up. I'll say he's catching up. Team orders as well with McLaren. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be an interesting call. As he comes, Mr. Pigeon on the inside of the softs. He's going to make a move, stick on quick side as he does. There he goes. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Nice. And there's 5th place. Now, does
Gary as well.
Ozza move out of the way? Wow! What happened there? Wow! That was unbelievable. That was unreal. It looked as if Pixar's car went literally did a wheelie.
Gary's Renault bound to the Red Bull. I know they want to be as good as Red Bull, but doing that maybe
no, you're not
the way to go.
You see that Pixar just hit the back of Gary now, unless it does. But there's no, he hasn't got any wing damage, which is quite good. But anyway, so Mr. Pigeon is slowly but surely catching up with his teammate. Is there going to be any team orders on McLaren? This has actually helped Mr. Pigeon. He's managed to pull away. So. He managed to pull away massively on Gary, while Gary was having a little battle with Pexar. So that move that Mr. Pigeon made into that predominant corner just before the pit straight was brilliant. It's a fantastic move there from him. And here comes the two McLarens. Ozza needs to move out of the way if he's going to let his teammate get through and go for it. As he comes around, so as it opens up DRS, let's have a look and see what happens between the two McLarens. And Lethal is not catching up with Unity, even though he's trying his best to.
He's in DRS though. It's always that chance. He's got
and here comes Pigeon.
No shows with him.
Here comes Pigeon. Is also going to move out of the way as he goes flying through. So Pigeon, yes, there is team orders, and Pigeon makes the move stick. So Ozza lets his teammate go for it. And he's not going to be that far behind, because look where Pigeon is, and look where...
Lethal Nukes.
There he goes. Lethal Nukes goes for the move and makes it stick.
Nice.
On Unity. Very good move there. Awesome move. I think No Shoals need to back off a little bit, because obviously I know he wants to unlap himself, but he's not going to do himself any favours, because that also just saw in the background, Mr. Pigeon, he is absolutely motoring. He is going for it big time. Absolutely flying. Hence the name, Pigeon. No pun intended.
Right, but, so Pigeon now, I think if he can catch Unity as Gary gets himself a penalty, that's not going to help. We're going to have to check that at some point, because I feel this might...
Mr. Pigeon's got himself a penalty as well.
Point. Pigeon's got one as well.
At the moment, as it stands, I'm just going to quickly have a quick look at this while you're watching that. So Vettel has got a 3-second time penalty. Lethal Nukes has got a warning. He's just on the edge. Unity has got just 2 warnings, sorry. But same as Mr. Pigeon's got 3 second time bonus. No. Ozza, he has got, looks like 2 penalties. Gary has just got himself a penalty time bonus. At the moment, Gary, if he catches up with Ozza, at the moment, Ozza's got 2 time penalties. Mr. Pigeon's got 1. As I'm just looking through this, it's Ozza. And so here goes Mr. Pigeon. No Show's going to have to move out of the way, which he does. And that literally opens the door for Mr. Pigeon to actually have a look at Unity. He's not that far behind, and we've got 8 laps left.
And I'm just seeing as well that Vettel and Lethal. Now, thing is, they got another 8 laps to go on their tyres. Can mediums actually last? Because we only saw...
No, they can't, because... Vettel fans got 3 second time, but here's the thing. Great call then. We've actually turned around and said, is this a bad call? Actually, looks like it's a great call here from Unity, because he is now... He's got past Lethal, and those hard tyres have now decided, guess what? We're going to open up, let's move forward. And Vettel's having a few problems in the front. Look, he's not that far ahead. And there's Mr. Pigeon just coming round into the camera line. And here we go. So Unity, this has just now opened up to be a 4-horse battle purely for the win. Because at the moment, Vettel's only got a 3... Vettel spun! Vettel has spun!
No, that's Oaks. That's Oaks.
Oh,
that's Oaks. But he spun right in front of Unity. That could have ended.
For God's sake.
That could have ended really badly.
That would have been brilliant. That would have been awesome. Oh, man, there you go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I mean? So I saw a racing point. I thought it was Vettel, but obviously I was wrong. I apologise for that. Do apologise, but there you go. So,
I'm sticking with Pigeon as the potential race winner here, because but the key thing is he's got to clear Lethal and Unity as quickly as he can, as there's a flash set to 1 and 2. I think it might be Scholes and Oaks letting the leaders through. Still a midfield train, absolutely flying.
It's absolutely brilliant, but look at Mr. Pigeon. This is the battle for pretty much for second place at the moment, because Mr. Pigeon is massively caught up here with Lethal Nukes. Lethal Nukes has lost time to Unity. Unity's managed to pull himself away, get himself a little bit of a gap from, as I said, from Lethal Nukes. And he's slowly but surely, he's trying to pull in Vettel as, look at Mr. Pigeon, he's got a great exit there out of the last turn into the pit straight with DRS. He's going to have a great exit into this battle here, as both, as he does right there in the background, as Mr. Pigeon's got a beautiful exit. He's got DRS wide open, super soft, those soft tyres, literally on the inside. There he goes. He's made that move stick. Absolutely makes it stick. Vettel Nukes cannot absolutely battle in against him. So now Mr. Pigeon is going to be on the gearbox, hopefully, sooner rather than later, of Unity. This is a great move from the McLarens, because the McLarens need the points after a bad start from Ozza, but I have to say, Mr. Pigeon seems to have called this absolutely spot on.
He is the only person out of the 4 that doesn't need to worry about tyre wear. These softs should get to the end, no trouble at all. The guys on mediums, you can see Lethal seems to be dropping back a little bit. Vettel seems to be holding a gap of 3.3 seconds to Unity, but Pigeon is the fastest of the 4.
Pigeon is, and Pigeon's catching up with Unity now. He's going to have a great exit here, and he's going to have, if he gets a great exit out of that turn, he's got DRS wide open, which is going to bring him in even closer to Unity, who's on those hard tyres. Even though Unity's got all this brilliant exit there from Pigeon, he's going to have DRS as well as he comes flying up this long straight. He's going to make this move stick. Will he make this move stick? Have a look. He's going to go for it.
Leave it to the back straight.
Oh, he's got a great exit though.
Leave it to this next straight. He's got this now.
There we go. He's got that now. Great exit there. DRS wide open. Catching up to the gearbox of Unity. He's going to make the move stick. Yes, he is. No, Unity says, no, hold on a minute. This is not your turn. As he goes, drifts, and Mr. Pigeon goes a little bit too deep. Oh, he's spun out there. And now, look at, all of a sudden, we've just been sitting here going, look at Mr. Pigeon's great. Now, all of a sudden, he's battling to save his life for third place as Lethal Nukes has got a little bit of smells blood like a shark tasting blood in the water. Literally, you can see a problem in that McLaren with the soft tyres. Well, wow, bit of dirty air there, and caused a little bit of an issue for Mr. Pigeon, but he's not pulled off. He hasn't gone away too far. He's still got DRS wide open, so this is going to be really good for him this time around. Vettel's just got another time penalty. Wow.
Ooh.
So he's now got. So that's a 6-second time penalty.
Right.
That
So
has now literally.
can you check these front four?
I will do. So let's have a look at this. So Vettel SF has got a. Yes, he's got He's got 6 seconds. 6-second penalty. Unity has got no time penalties at the moment. Mr. Pigeon, I know he's got 1 penalty. Oh no, he's got 2 penalties. Sorry, Mr. Pigeon. Mr. Pigeon's got 2 penalties. Lethal Nukes has got no penalties. Both Unity and Lethal Nukes have got no penalties whatsoever at the moment. So as it stands, we're looking at Unity and Lethal Nukes taking first and second. It all comes down to, well, at the moment it looks like it's Unity, Lethal and Vettel going into 1, 2, 3. Unless Mr. Pigeon can get past Unity and make a claim on, well, obviously at the moment, with 3 laps to go, Vettel, if he hears this, if this engineer's listening to the stream, he needs to pull away and get 6 seconds away from Unity, otherwise he's not going to win this race. He's going to lose his race. As Lethal Nukes has got a 3-second time penalty.
That's done it.
Well, no, he's all right. He's still okay because Pigeon's got 6 seconds. As Pigeon and Unity look for the move, Pigeon makes the move stick and comes out of there. Now, let's have a look and see how it goes forward, because at the moment, Unity's battling, trying to keep up with Mr. Pigeon. He knows that obviously he can still get this win and pick up those 25 points that will literally make him go further ahead in the championship. So, Lethal Nukes has got a 3-second time penalty. It's okay for Lethal Nukes at the moment.
It's costing him a potential win, because up until that penalty, he was equal Unity.
Yes,
he
needs
to hope that Unity gets a penalty himself.
Yes, he does. Yes, because otherwise, at the moment, as it stands, Unity is looking at sitting there in first place with 2 laps to go now. We're literally down to the second lap. Unity gets a great lead exit. So is Lethal Nukes getting out of this penalty. And at the moment, as it stands, Mr. Peter, sorry, let's have a look. I'm just going to look here. So, Miss Vettel is 4.1 seconds ahead of Unity at the moment. Bear in mind that Vettel's got a 6-second time penalty. Unity needs to either get past Mr. Pigeon really quick. Vettel Lethal just goes for it. And Dislex has got a 3-second time penalty as well. Where is it? It looks like Unity literally pulled out of that one, as Lethal is looking for a battle here with Mr. Pigeon. Actually, Unity just needs to pull back, just sit back and just watch this. Unity, it goes for a move. Yes, thank you very much. I'm not going to sit back. I want the win. Let's go for it. Happy days. This is purely for second place. Well, this is actually for the win, really, Bernios, because at the moment, as it stands, Unity, excuse me, he's sitting now, laughing his way all the way to the bank. Oh no, actually, I'll admit, while I've been watching that, look at how much time Mr. Pigeon's got behind Mr. Vettel. Vettel is now almost 6 seconds away from Unity. Unity needs to get past Mr. Pigeon now. He really needs to get past him and push on. Because now Vettel has managed to get a massive sort of gap. He is now almost 6 seconds away. Mr. Pigeon's gone too deep. He's gone too deep. And now he comes back on the track almost dangerously. Vettel literally, sorry, wow, goodness gracious me. Lethal Nukes
Vettel's been
takes.
Vettel's been off.
Vettel has gone off as well. Oh my goodness gracious me. This has turned out to be a brilliant ending to the F1 race, as Vettel's gone off, Pigeon gone off. And look at Unity. Unity's almost literally within shooting distance of Vettel. And we've got, oh my goodness, I don't know where to stop. I don't know where to go with this. This is unreal.
It's the tyres that Vettel had. He must have had enough. I think it was turn 1 or 2, but he's
2 and 2. Turn 2, because he was almost 6 seconds away, looking there, thinking to himself, yeah. And I think he made a mistake at turn 2. I don't know what happened there, but whatever's happened, those two, that's the reason why as well. Look at how many laps those medium tyres have done. 22 laps on those medium tyres, and those hards have done 22 laps as well. So those medium tyres must be absolutely screaming. And we are now down to the final lap. Unity is sitting there, and he is loving this. Lethal is sitting there, he is loving this. Mr. Pigeon, he is, well, at the moment, as it stands, if it keeps on going the way it's going, Mr. Pigeon is going to sit in 4th place, but it looks like Vettel, who was almost within touching distance of winning this race, if he just continued on doing what he's doing. Vettel tyres have gone. Let's have a look. As he's literally having a few
shot. He's got no grip at all.
Let's have a look. Is he going to get round?
That's a massive lunge. No.
Oh no! Lethal spun out. He spun out, and look at Mr. Pigeon. He went for a silly move on 24 lap on tyres.
That was never going to work.
And Smokey Bates has got a 5-second penalty, 3-second time penalty. Gary, who's now caught up with Lethals, and look at Ozzo's on the background there. He's got literally 20 lap old mediums. Gary's got 14 lap old softs. Will Gary get past? But let's go back to the beginning, because Vettel, yes, he will win the race, but the winner is Unity as he comes through. It is literally Vettel takes the win, but Unity will take the win now, and Mr. Pigeon will take 3rd, and Lethal will get 4th place. Wow, no.
Oh, Clay's gets 3rd.
Clay's gets 3rd. Wow, the Mercedes comes from nowhere to get 3rd place. Oh my goodness. Oh my days! What a race!
He must have had no penalties. He must have had no penalties.
Yeah,
he's got 3rd. He's got 3rd by 2 tenths. He's a 10th ahead of Pigeon, who then in turn is a 10th ahead of Lethal. He must have had no penalties.
Do you know what? As well,
and because he was in that,
I just forgot.
Yeah,
driver of the day. After all this, those 36 laps, driver of the day. Do you know what? I'll tell you. Hold on a second. Yes, it is. Clays will get driver of the day. Made 9 positions and got 3rd. Wow, that's impressive. So well done to Mr. RSR Clays. He gets driver of the day. But I have to say, F1 drivers deserve drivers of the day. I have to say, absolutely brilliant race there. Well raced all the way through. Shame for Vettel.
Just
yes,
incredible.
But obviously Unity picks up another 25 points for his championship runs. Ozza, oh my goodness, I think he must be kicking himself. But I'll tell you what, Clays is probably loving it in the Mercedes. Great 3rd place, 15 points there for that young man right there, I have to say. Well done.
I mean, just tap penalty was. He must have been one of the few that didn't have any, like Unity. But let's have a look.
Yeah, Unity did very, very well. So.
Yeah, he didn't have any pens.
There
Everyone else did. From 12th on the grid to 3rd. Very nice. He just stayed in that group. He stayed in that group with the. Stayed in that group
Very
with
impressive.
the midfield that was still there.
Another person who made a load of points up, Bamba Viking, started in 16th, made himself up to 7th.
Yeah.
Very impressive there. But yeah,
Very
you know, Vettel fan finishing 10th. You got Kaxar on 9th. Ozza are starting 2nd, finishes in 8th. Bad day today in the races there. Bamba Viking in 7th, Gary in 6th, Lethal Nukes was in 2nd and went for a dive bomb on Unity and actually managed to finish in 5th. Mr. Pigeon, after all that hard work, finishing in 4th. RSF Clays, what a great victory, what a great thing for him. No penalties, 12th from 12th to 3rd. Vettel, as if he did very, very well, kept on doing very well. But Unity, his strategy paid off.
I'll tell you what, that's probably the hardest 25 points he'll get this season.
Oh yes, without a shadow of a doubt.
But I would say, and obviously not to bring him down, but Lethal Nukes, that lunge that he tried to do on Unity, that's cost him a podium. Could have happily stayed there. Would have been 3rd actually, because he was 2 tenths behind the podium in the end, with Clays getting it in there. But no, I'm out of breath and I barely talked. Because I just let you go for it, but I did not mind that at all. That was brilliant. Let's get these 3 in.
I've already just invited all 3 of them anyway, so I've already done that while you was there. So I've sorted all that out. So, but you're out of breath. Whew. Sheesh. I'm completely
Fun
out
of
of breath,
watching.
I've just had this from Shane. Fantastic race, quality comms. Well done to all. He did 2 big dives, one at turn 3, then at turn 4, which was actually very, very
That's
good.
lethal nukes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely so. Guys, as you're coming into the party, obviously I don't know who's actually here. Hopefully everybody's here. Yes, you are. If you can just tick your box where it says include my audio, please. Just go. If you go into the party and click on the party, it will be at the top part. Is it not there? Michael?
There should be. We are broadcasting.
Yeah, remember you had to leave, didn't you, earlier?
There's the box.
Have you found the box now?
Ah. Guys in the chat, can you hear the 3 talking?
I've got the chat on and I can't hear him talking.
Can you not?
Okay. Give me a second. Let me stop the stream and start it up again. That could be the reason why. It's weird. That's weird because no one mentioned.
No, because it's only us 2, wasn't it? So we've only but you left, didn't you? To come back in, didn't you? Remember?
Yeah, but I never left the party, so.
No, I know, but you know.
Right, hang on a second. Because Shane did hear someone. Glaze, can you just talk, like, I know this sounds weird, but talk random stuff for like a minute, and then let's see if everyone else can.
Jag kan bäst fotbollsstream i
I spun.
They can hear you, apparently. Yeah, they can all. This is weird. Oh well. Okay, let's carry on. We're fine.
Yeah, he's there. I can hear him. Yeah, he's there. It's all good.
Okay. Shall I do third? You do second. I do first.
I think I'll do third, you do second, and I'll do first. How about that?
Oh, I'll see how that works. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's very nice. No problem. So let's go to the driver of the day, Mr. Clays. Congratulations for getting third from qualifying. Talk us through your race.
Hang on a second, Clays. Hang on a second. We still have a problem with it. I'm going to stop the stream and restart it. Hang on, because I think we got full because I think they heard an echo from someone's, either mine or Tomo. So let me stop it and then we'll start it again.